What's good, y'all? So today we're doing homemade pizza. You're going to start off by using 1 teaspoon of active dry yeast, and then you're going to put 1 teaspoon of sugar and 1 1/4 cup of warm water. You want to make sure the water is no more than 110 degrees, because if you do, you're going to kill the yeast, because guess what? It's alive. And if you notice your yeast does not become frothy after you let it sit from like 8 to 10 minutes, that either means your water was too cold and it didn't activate, or it was too hot and it killed the yeast. So you want to make sure the water is like the temperature that you would take a bath in. So you're going to go ahead and stir it, and you're going to sit it to the side, and then we're going to get about 3 cups of flour. You can use, just the regular flour or bread flour, but if you use bread flour, your dough will be a little chewy. So I'm using the bread flour today. And after that, you're going to come in with 3/4 teaspoon of salt. So I have 1/4 of a teaspoon here. I'm going to put 3 in there. And after you do that, then that's when you're going to come in with some olive oil. You're going to put a tablespoon of olive oil in the mixture. After you do that, that's when you're going to add your yeast mixture after you let it sit out, and you see like the little foam at the top. So now you're going to go ahead and add that, and then you're going to stir it. So after I did that, I went ahead and got my cutting board, and I dusted it with some flour, and then I put the ball of dough on it. This is the part where you're going to knead the dough. Now you can get an electric mixer, but I decided to go ahead and knead it with my hands. And you're going to add a little bit more flour each time until you get a ball that is just a little bit less sticky than it was before. You don't want to add too much flour, but you just want to do it enough so it just has a little bit of stretch to it. And then you're going to come in with a bowl and coat the bowl with some olive oil, and you're going to put your dough ball in there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to cover it up with a warm, damp towel, and you're going to let it sit for about an hour to an hour and a half, and give the yeast some time to allow the dough to get a little bit bigger. And then after that, we're going to make the crust. Okay, and after you take it off, you're going to see that it got a little bit bigger. You can go ahead and punch it down if you want to, but after that, you get some cornmeal, or you can get some more flour. I just prefer the cornmeal, and you're going to put a little bit of cornmeal, just enough to cover the bottom of the baking rack. And then you're going to smooth it around just to give it some dust. Now you don't want to do it too much, because you just don't want the bottom to have a lot of cornmeal, but just just a little bit. And then you're going to put the dough on it. Now the dough is still going to be a little sticky, but you're going to want to spread it out all the way to the edges. And then once you get it to the edges, that's when you're going to come in with your marinara sauce. Don't forget this step right here. I'm going to use a fork, and I'm going to make little holes, because you kind of want to make the dough aerated a little bit, so that the bottom of it is a little crusty if you want it to be. So this is when you come in with your marinara sauce and you're going to spread it all out. Make sure you leave about an inch, I want to say, from the edge, because that's where you're going to be picking up the pizza from. So you want to make sure that part has no sauce on it. Then you're going to come in with the cheese of your choice. Then your pepperoni, I'm using turkey pepperoni. Then my olives. And then I went ahead and used Black Forest ham. You can use sausage, however you want your pizza to be, that's what you put on it. Now I'm seasoning it with some onion powder. After that, I put black pepper on it. You can put whatever seasonings you want on this. This is your pizza, so whatever you want to do. And then after I do that, I come in with the Zatarain's blackened seasoning. I love this seasoning. I put it on everything. And then after that, I come in with the garlic powder because garlic powder is just good. So once you go ahead and you put that on, and then you're going to come in and then you're going to, if you prefer to use crushed red pepper, now if you're giving this to kids, you don't have to put a lot on or any at all. And then I'm going to come in with some green bell peppers, and then I'm going to put that on. And after I do that, then I top it off with some more cheese, the cheese of your choice. I just use the Parmesan or the mozzarella normally. So this time I'm using the mozzarella, and after that you put it in the oven. Now after you take it out, it should look like this, and then after that you want to go ahead and cut it, typically in 8 pieces, like most pizzas are cut. You can see that the dough does bounce back. It's very chewy because of the bread flour. And so after that part, then you go ahead and serve your pizza.
Cancel your pizza, please.
I think that means she likes it.
But how does it taste overall?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Do I have to put more cheese on it?
Mm-hmm. You can tell he sees himself in the camera.